Welcome to Forum 360. I'm Ardith Keck, your host today, and Akron is known for the beautiful flower beds throughout the city. So somebody has to plant all those flowers, water them, and take care of them. And we're going to learn more about what happens and how it happens as I interview Helen Dauka, who is the Communications and Volunteer Project Manager for Keep Akron Beautiful, and Leah Heiser, Flowerscape Director for Keep Akron Beautiful. Helen, Akron is really beautiful in the spring, summer, and fall with all the flower beds. How long has Akron been doing that?
This is actually our 35th year, so we had a really big 35th anniversary celebration that kind of took place all throughout the year.
And the flower beds are just a small part of what Keep Akron Beautiful does. Clean Up Akron Month, tell me about it.
So in addition to our beautification component that we have at the agency, we also have a really big litter prevention component, and one of the programs that our agency does is called Clean Up Akron Month. So during the entire month of April, we have volunteers going out into different places in the city, picking up litter, doing some other beautification project, but
so the entire month of April, I love it.
the entire month.
And they're all volunteers?
All volunteers, and we have volunteers all ages, so little kids who look like they are picking up litter that is bigger than them, all the way to, grandparent age and everything in between.
What's the reward for doing that?
I've been seeing a lot of parents getting their kids active with doing the litter cleanups, and something I heard a parent say was that it's important to start teaching the kids that, picking up litter shouldn't be seen as something that we're making people do for punishment. It's our environmental responsibility to do these litter cleanups.
And how great is it to have litter picked up? I think it transforms people's way of doing things. If there's no litter, they're not likely to drop their own piece of paper.
Exactly. Litter is actually really tied to behavior. So part of litter prevention is doing behavior change, and you're exactly right. Part of litter prevention is if there's already litter, people are more likely going to be prone to litter in those spots. So doing prevention and picking up really helps to stop litter from accumulating.
So I assume some of these are groups like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and school groups. Do school groups do this as well?
Yeah, we have really big participation from Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, but in our Akron public schools as well.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leah, you're in charge of all those wonderful beds of flowers throughout Akron. How do those beds happen?
Well, I have a great crew, Tim Wilson and Sue Johns, and I couldn't do it without them. We prepare the beds. We have 32 agency maintained beds in downtown Akron. So we prepare the beds in the spring. We do the install and then maintain them throughout the year. And then during the off season, I'll do plant orders and prepare for the following season. So a lot of hard work and a good crew is what makes it all happen.
Who plans the beds?
I do. So
you have a background.
Yes, I do, in horticulture.
In horticulture.
Yes, and perennial and annual garden design specifically.
Okay. So those two people and you plant the things? Do you have people who come in and plant things?
Well, we have community service members actually do help us in the spring during our install season. So whoever, I don't really know how that whole thing works. I just know that the Litterscape crew has a crew and they'll come out and help the Flowerscape crew.
So do you have to get down in dig in the dirt yourself?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah. But it's fun. I love it.
Okay. Well, as a horticultural person, why not?
Yeah.
How do those plants get water?
We have irrigation in all of our beds, which is, crucial.
So they turn a spigot on, or it automatic?
It's an underground tubing system that leads to individual sprinkler heads, We work with Narragon, that's our irrigation company. They come and do the installs, and then depending on what flowers I choose for certain sites, some need more water than others, so I'll adjust the watering times depending on the bed and the site. And then if anything goes wrong, any irrigation problems, if it's a minor fix, I can usually go in and clean out a sprinkler head, but we do have Narragon. That's a huge help and comes to our aid really whenever we need it, so that's really nice.
It's important for flowers, I know from my own beds, it's important for flowers to keep them groomed. Because, and deadhead and so forth.
Yeah.
So who does that?
The crew and I.
3 of you.
Yes, but actually we're looking for 2 more people, so we will be hiring more people because we're getting more beds.
More beds than you've had?
More beds than we have currently. There's a lot of construction going on in downtown Akron where we lost a few beds, but now we're getting them back. So we'll be looking for a bigger crew to take on the new projects.
Good luck in my neighborhood. The sewer project is going strong there. Do you train people? Because there are neighborhood groups who maintain beds as well, aren't there?
Yes, and that's a really cool part of the Flowerscape program. So it's called our Adopt-A-Site Clinic, and that's where neighborhood volunteers can get together and garden on public property on an ongoing basis. And what Keep Akron Beautiful does is we help provide them with water connection and garden bed installation for the first year. So we'll design the bed, rip out the sod, amend the soil, and then on an ongoing basis we'll give our Adopt-A-Site clients wholesale prices on annuals, and any advice that they have or any problems, I'm there to help them throughout the year. I also hold an Adopt-A-Site clinic workshop every spring where we have 64 Adopt-A-Sites, and people come to the workshop and can learn about new plants, new pest problems to be aware of, really anything that they need to know about gardening. So the program is really nice because we give these Adopt-A-Site volunteers everything that they need to succeed.
The training workshop sounds, can other people come in from the outside for that training workshop? Or is it
you know what?
closed?
I don't know. It's closed for Adopt-A-Site clinic people, unfortunately.
So you have to have an Adopt-A-Site.
Yes,
you have to
do.
be an Adopt-A-Site person. Do the Adopt-A-Site people plant their own bed?
Yes.
They do?
Yes, they do. And the program works better if you have more than one person in an Adopt-A-Site. If you can get 5 neighbors all together to really garden, because it's, a garden's a lot of work. You can't just install the plants and walk away. You have to water, like you were saying before, there's a lot of maintenance that goes involved. So the more people that are working together on the garden, the better, the chances of success are.
A lot of garden clubs, I note on the signs, the garden clubs throughout the city have Adopt-A-Sites, and I'm sure other organizations. So if they want to have an Adopt-A-Site in a special neighborhood or whatever, they contact you at
Yes.
Keep Akron Beautiful?
Mm-hmm. You can call Keep Akron Beautiful, and you can connect to my line, and I will help out.
Okay, and
Yes.
Keep Akron Beautiful's in the phone book.
Yes.
But can we give the number? Do we know the number?
Yeah.
I looked at Helen. I don't know if I have that.
Yes, I do know our number. It's 330-375-2116. And then you'll hear all of the different staff members and their extension. So you can find your way to Leah.
To Leah, okay. The volunteers are welcome to attend.
Yes.
Volunteers who do the Clean Up Akron, can they go?
To the Adopt-A-Site clinic?
Yes.
I don't get a lot of people asking that question usually, but if I had somebody reach out, I'd definitely direct them to Leah to make sure that's definitely her wheelhouse.
Uh-huh.
And I'm available for the public if people have questions. All of my information is on the website, and I can answer questions if they have them. But
Okay.
normally the workshops are specific and geared towards, a certain audience. So
I'm sure you have enough to do.
I do, but
You don't need the public calling you
Well-
saying, how do I plant my dahlias?
it happens quite a bit. So
Oh, does it?
I'm used to it.
Okay.
We, our crew's out on the streets working. We get stopped all the time. And I like it because we're really here to spread the beauty and the knowledge and bring it on, because I love to talk about plants, and let's spread the beauty.
So suppose people want to volunteer for the Clean Up Akron program. They just call that number and volunteer?
Yeah, I could get you on our database of volunteers so that you'll get all the upcoming information for volunteers. We usually start registering people for Clean Up Akron month in March usually, but like I said, I do keep a database of volunteers, so if you saw this and you wanted to volunteer and you didn't want to forget come April, you're more than welcome to get in contact with me, and I'll make sure you get another kind of contact closer to the cleanup month. And of course, I always encourage people to continue their volunteer efforts all year round. So if you don't want to wait until April, you don't have to.
There's a gentleman in my neighborhood who walks around with a plastic bag so he can pick up trash. And I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, I always love getting those calls of people just itching to find out how they can help,
And he does it all year. He doesn't wait till April
Yeah.
to do it as well. So
We always, Clean Up Akron month takes place in April just because that's usually when our winter snow is melting. So then you see all of this trash that's accumulated over the winter that's been hidden, and it just all of a sudden is just very in your face because it's been buried for months. So that's why we really, we try and do a really big effort in the spring. But yeah, we always encourage year-round cleanups.
right. We're talking today, this is Forum 360, and I'm Ardith Keck, and we're talking today about Keep Akron Beautiful. And with me is Helen Dauka, who is the Communications and Volunteer Project Manager, and Leah Heiser, who is the Flowerscape Director for Keep Akron Beautiful. The Dreamscape is another program, and I wonder if you can talk about that.
Yeah, Dreamscape is one of our oldest fundraisers that we have going, and our biggest really. We host a raffle for Summit County residents living in Akron. They can win a front or backyard makeover valued up to $10,000. So the tickets, we sell them starting in March, and then the makeover takes place in August, and we bring together all of these landscapers and greenhouse retailers in the city, and they donate their services and their time so that we are able to offer this great makeover experience to one winner, and the proceeds all go to our Flowerscape program. So
So it's worthwhile buying a ticket because you might get the makeover, but even if you don't, you're helping with the Flowerscape program, planting all those wonderful flowers. Tell me about America Recycles Day. There's a program?
So Keep Akron Beautiful is part of a national program called Keep America Beautiful, and the Recyclable Competition and America Recycles Day are two programs that our national affiliate does and we participate in. And it actually just wrapped up a couple weeks ago. So our agency works with Akron public and private schools to host a recycling competition in the schools. So about 33 schools competed in a mixed paper recycling competition to see what school could recycle the most paper, pounds per student. So it evens it out so that a really big school doesn't win because they have more people. So that's always really exciting time with the schools.
Once again, teaching our kids to take care of our environment.
Yeah, environmental responsibility.
Super good. There's a program in neighborhoods, and I'm not sure what it's called, but where volunteers go around the neighborhood and look at property and give people awards for planting flowers or keeping their property up. Do you know what that's called?
That is our Beautification Watch Award,
Oh, okay.
and Helen can talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so it's exactly that. We have volunteers who commit about 8 hours of canvassing their route. We have 19 routes that cover every street in the city of Akron. So they team up, usually at least 2 in a car, and they're canvassing their entire route. So they're going down every dead end street, every like little rural, you're not even sure if it's a street or a driveway, looking for these houses that just stand out from the others on the block. So litter free, well maintained, just that wow element. And then they gather all of the addresses, and we get to send them an award.
And they get a certificate, and people put those up in their houses, from what I understand. They're very happy to get that reward.
They're sought after, because our office will get calls both when they receive an award and also when they don't receive an award. So it's definitely a program that people really look forward to and cherish. And like you said, they display them in their homes, or we also give them to businesses. So if you walk into certain restaurants or organizations, you might see their Beautification Watch Award on their walls.
And my neighbor got one and I didn't. You hear that from time to time, I'm sure.
Yes. Yeah, pretty. Yeah, it happens. We get that call.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, and I've actually driven around to do that.
Oh, you have?
Yes, and I know it's really hard sometimes, because maybe a whole street has the
Beautiful
flowers
yards.
planted and beautiful yards and take care of their property and so forth. And do you give to the whole street, or do you just pick out a few?
Yeah.
Or it's really tough.
I've done a route 3 years before, and that's what we try and tell people is like sometimes, you know, it could be depending on what day a volunteer goes out, just because volunteers have the entire month of July to canvass. So let's say, I don't know, the end of July was great for you and the beginning was just, you know, a little bit of a slow start, but sometimes that's just how it plays out.
It's subjective, and it's more of a way to say thank you for putting in the effort, and we appreciate it.
Right.
So
Right.
it's a good program.
What else is there involved with the Flowerscape program? I know you must have other things you have to do.
Yes. Besides the actual beds that I design, install, and maintain, I hold workshops for Downtown Akron Partnership, the Adopt-A-Site Clinic, and AMHA on gardening, urban gardening. So that takes quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
With the Downtown Akron Partnership workshop, there are R.J.G. Thomas, pots that he created and Downtown Akron Partnership maintains. However, Keep Akron Beautiful puts on a workshop every spring on flower combinations and what might grow well in an urban environment, and depending on where the pot is located. And what's interesting about Downtown Akron Partnership is that it's local businesses that are involved. So business owners actually sign up to get assigned to these R.G. Thomas pots, and then they attend our workshop, and depending on where their pot is, certain flowers will grow better. So I just kind of cover all of that. And then also I put on talks and do little presentations whenever for schools that are interested, local organizations. For instance, I was involved with the neighborhood art celebration throughout the summer, where I held an unconventional potting workshop once a week for 3 months, I believe that, or 1 month it went on. It's a while ago, but there's a lot of stuff that I do for the community and try to spread the knowledge, I guess.
So none of the pots downtown and on Main Street, and by the way, AMHA is Metropolitan Housing. Just wanted to make sure people knew that. So none of the pots on downtown Main Street or wherever they are in downtown are maintained by Keep Akron Beautiful. They're all adopt-a-sites, really.
Adopted pots, well, the R.G. Thomas pots. And then our Flowerscape program does have container gardens on Mill Street And in front of the municipal building, we do the hanging boxes on that building, also the hanging baskets on High Street and on Broadway too. So we do have in-ground beds and then a few hanging beds too.
It's
with containers.
impressive. That's very impressive. What about graffiti? Is that something you deal with?
Yes, we provide graffiti removal services. We'll do graffiti removal on public and private spaces.
Okay.
There's a small fee for if it's on a private space, but public is free depending. So you can just give our office a call. Always, if you have a complaint, graffiti, litter, or otherwise, you can always send your complaints to the city info line, which is 311. And then a lot of time those complaints end up getting filtered through to us in the end anyways. But for graffiti, you could just give our office a call, especially if it's a private.
I know that when Keep Akron Beautiful was first formed, it was kind of original. Have people, cities around the area, around Ohio, picked it up? Are there other places that do this?
Yeah,
You know?
the affiliate network is around 600 affiliates. In Ohio, I feel like we have a very strong affiliate network in just Ohio. There's a couple affiliates in the Cleveland area, Green Youngstown in Youngstown, Ohio. Cincinnati has a very strong affiliate, even Columbus. So there are a lot of affiliates in just the state of Ohio.
Are they all modeled kind of on Keep Akron Beautiful?
I would say probably Keep America Beautiful because we're all a part of the Keep America Beautiful family. There are certain guidelines we have to follow, reporting, those types of things. So there's definitely similarities, program overlap, but it also I think is very dependent on the city and what your community's almost needs are. Whether it's beautification is your kind of focus point or litter management, or I think some cities do a really, really big component on blighted properties, those types of things.
Mm-hmm.
So just depends on the community, I think.
So is Keep Akron Beautiful looking for volunteers?
Always.
Always. Okay.
Couldn't do
Why don't we
without our
give that phone
volunteers.
number again then?
The phone number is 330-375-2116.
And is Keep Akron Beautiful looking for donations?
Always. We are a nonprofit, so we're always looking for donations.
So it is tax deductible if they donate.
Mhm.
Okay. So I would
Yes.
encourage people who might be listening or watching to help Keep Akron Beautiful with the beds and so forth. This is a fairly new job for you, Leah, and your background is perfect for it. Do you find it fun?
Yes, I do, and especially because I really have an opportunity to not only beautify the city, but create these cool green pockets that serve multifunctional purposes. You know, it looks nice to us, but also it's a green space and a habitat for wildlife. So my interest in sustainable landscaping and gardening really is what makes this job so exciting, because I can combine the two, and like I said before, have multifunctional spaces that are good for people and animals. So this is right up my alley. I absolutely love it.
The bed on West Market Street across from the McDonald's with the beautiful fountain, that's a gorgeous fountain, is one that people always comment on, and I frequently have visitors to the city and we take them by to see that bed. And I don't know if you'd call it a bed, it's a triangle, really. Do you get comments from people who visit the city and say, wow?
Oh yeah, that's Alexander Park. And I love working there. It's a beautiful park. There's lots of different textures and perennials, so it's always fun. When we work in downtown Akron, more specifically on Main Street and High Street, I get people commenting on the gardens all the time saying, thank you so much for doing this work. it's the best part of my work day. I get greeted by the flowers in the morning, and I get, say, and left, looking at something beautiful in the evening. And so people are so grateful and never hesitate to show that gratitude.
Cool. That's great. I find that I'm proud of Akron because of what happens with the beds and what happens with graffiti and what happens with recycling and so forth. So you're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
The Board of Directors envisions a litter-free, of Keep Akron Beautiful, envisions a litter-free Akron where all citizens and businesses take pride and responsibility for the cleanliness and beautification of their environment. So you have good things that you're doing. The mission statement is improving Akron's quality of life through beautification and responsible environmental management.
Yes.
I congratulate you. Thank you, Helen. Thank you, Leah. This is Ardith Keck for Forum 360.
Forum 360 is brought to you with support from Electric Impulse Communications, Kim and Harvey Nelson, Rubber City Radio Group, Akronist.com, Hudson Cable, Medical Mutual of Ohio, Forum 360 supporters, and the Shaw Jewish Community Center of Akron.